Barry has given me a ring from Cumbria, from Whitehaven. Barry, I understand you're someone who runs a small business, is that correct?
Yeah, I am, yes.
And what do you make of this budget?
Well, thank you, Peter, for taking my call. I don't think small businesses are concerned about minimum wage, living wage, whatever they want to call it. But I think we're being attacked. I mean, I employ 40 people, and the NI, because it's not just NI that companies pay. We pay pension contributions, which was brought in about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, the mandatory enrolment, isn't it? And that was called, yeah.
Yeah, and none of my staff, to be fair, opted out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They all carried on. And my concern, I mean, I've been listening to talk radio. The problem that the people that listen to talk radio all have common sense. If you listen to the BBC and Sky and all those places, people are brainwashed in this country. But I was once on Question Time, and I've got to be honest, small business create growth in this country.
Yeah.
We're not all like sort of earn a fortune. And
no, of course.
We work for ourselves.
Well, I'm sure you've spent a long time building up your business, Barry.
Yeah,
What line of work are you in?
Well, I'm in the hospitality industry, catering, and I'm in the cleaning service industry.
So you've been absolutely hammered in the last few years with hospitality because of COVID lockdowns, because of rising prices. People often perhaps, I'm not sure about your business, but certainly a lot of ones in the south of England would have had people, I'm sure in the north of England as well, would have people perhaps going home during COVID to other countries and so on. I just wonder, when you were listening to Rachel Reeves today and when you were hearing the analysis, what was running through your mind, Barry?
I wanted to throw something at the telly. Because the problem is the Labour government. They are a party of envy. And the thing is, with their 420 MPs that are in the Houses of Commons, only 7 of them have ever run a business. Now, the Tories were useless for, I say, 9 years, because they had 5 years with the Liberals, and let's be honest, they became Blue Labour. And the thing is, the people in this country got to realise that small businesses employ a lot of people. Now, I know for a fact that if I owe £1,000 or £2,000 to HMRC, they'll kick my door in.
Yeah.
Whereas if a company like one of the big companies owes them millions, they negotiate their pay rates.
Yeah.
Now, Labour has said to me they were going to go for the big companies that have their companies offshore, that charge 20 pence a cup instead of 5p, so they reduce their tax. Then fine, go for the big companies. But there's a lot of small companies in this country that employ people. They work hard. We don't, I sent my son to private school. Now, it wasn't a thing I said, if I was going to work for myself, I wanted to make the reward for my son because I wasn't going to be around all the time. And for them to put VAT on school fees, private school fees, it's just a party of envy.
Yeah.
You can't keep taxing people who work hard in this country. I mean, I used to work in Hong Kong. I worked in America. The thing is that in this country, we reward people who don't work. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We've got a real problem in this country where if someone works hard and is successful, we've got to criticise them.
Yeah. And do you feel that's what Rachel Reeves is essentially doing today to you?
Yeah, she's just a student union activist who stands there and hates anyone that's been successful, has an opinion. To me, she's an absolute disgrace. The trouble was that everyone was so fed up with the Conservatives that people voted for Labour. And let's be honest, they didn't get a massive vote. Where I live, they didn't get. Yeah,
33% of the people who voted, for example. Yeah, it's a wide. You talk about those 411 MPs, but it's a shallow vote. What about the 40 people you employ, Barry? Do you think that number will go up as a result of this, or go down, or stay the same?
It will go down. The problem is that I've got to pass my cost on to my customers.
Yeah.
So if you're on contract and you've then got to say to someone, well, like now, instead of being £18 an hour, it's going to be £20 an hour. Mm-hmm. They're going to say, well, I don't want your services anymore. Mm-hmm. So people are going to lose their jobs. And it's, we've got this thing about the living wage, minimum wage. I think that there was a lot of opportunities in this country for people to educate themselves and do well.
Yeah.
We're turning this country into Venezuela, Cuba. I mean, I used to live in Hong Kong. My friend lives out there. And now it's a communist country, and you can't say this. Keir Starmer is an epitome of pure communist. They are a communist state, and I tell you what, we're going to reap this for the next 5 years. They are communists, and if people don't get this, they are going to destroy this country. You know, we're not allowed to say... I mean, I've got... one of my businesses is catering. I deal with a supplier, and she went to a refugee, an immigrant hotel.
Yeah.
They get, 3 square meals a day. They get a truck comes and delivers them their, shower gel and everything for free. They have a dentist, they have a doctor up here. Now, this is someone who supplies me, telling me this is going on. But the people in this country don't understand. This is our money.
Yeah. And the key point, I suppose, Barry, and we're just going to have to go to a break, but it's a great call, and I'd love to talk to you for longer. Please do give me a ring. Again, Barry in Whitehaven and Cumbria. It's really about fairness, isn't it, Barry?
Fairness. You're from Ireland. You know fair. You've had lots of trouble in your lives over there. In this country, we're quite fair in this country.
Yeah, we try to be.
Fair.
Yeah.
And I just think, people have got to wake up to that. We now have a communist government in this country. And we're going to be like Venezuela. End of.